Hello friends, as promised, Derek Diablo, IMF, American Hooligan, into Miami firm, Red Army, South Florida, Manchester United supporters. As advertised and as I said, welcome to Hooligan Cooking, episode 1. I'm your host. Like and subscribe. I'll come back with more recipes for you. Now then, I'm involved in the hooligan game, I'm involved in the casuals game, I'm involved in football casual culture and hooliganism as such. And if you want to be a hooligan, you got to eat like a hooligan. So even though I'm a Miami Cuban, American, you understand, I've learned the ways of the English and UK hooligans. And they all eat different stuff, but they have stuff in common that they eat, and I've been studying that, and that's what gives you the strength to be a hooligan, and that's what gives you some nuttiness. Yeah, it's all part of the greater recipe, you understand? So, today, for episode 1, and mind you, I'm no professional chef, I'm no professional cook, I never went to cooking school, but I'm Cuban, brother, and we're all naturally good cooks. And furthermore, I'm working class, and I've been on my own since I'm 14 years old. And before that, I was already cooking for myself. Because if you want to build your body, you got to eat the right foods, and you can't be relying on anybody else. So you young men out there, men of any age, it's time for you to get independent. If you don't know how to cook, it's only because you're not good at it yet. And if you're not good at it, well, guess what? You got to suffer the consequences of your own bad tasting food, and what you do is you eat it. And little by little, you get better. So I'm no cooking expert, and this is British cuisine now, hooligan food, that I'm exposing to you, the special stuff that hooligans eat, to get as tough as they get and get as crazy as they get and build their bodies up and build their minds up. So I'm going to just try to share with you some of the things I learned. But the thing about it is, as I've said, because this challenge came from FHB, Football Hooligans Banter Group, Tom Morrison, Rob Singleton, all those guys, Moose, those guys, they always talking bad about my food. And they say I don't know how to eat. And they always posting their British food, showing it off. And the thing about it, I showed them my Cuban food and they laughed about it. So I told them one time in a video, as you can look back at my older videos, I said, brother, I'll learn your food and I'll cook it better than you. And I'll learn it from different territories too, and that's still what I intend to do. But this one, on the difficulty level, I don't think people are going to give you too much credit. What we're going to do today is Yorkshire pudding, which I love, which I only had on a couple of occasions. Nobody really sells it here in South Florida. And I've never cooked before, never attempted to. And bangers and mash. And the thing about bangers and mash is that's really easy. It's a common thing, but there really ain't much to it. So people ain't gonna give me too much credit for that. But mine's gonna come out tasting real good. And as far as all the recipes and stuff I heard, they're steering you wrong as far as I'm concerned. You know, so I'm gonna help you out and show you hooligan cooking by Diablo, American style, neo-hooliganism, new school. So. Not that I've ever done a cooking video before, and not like I'm saying I'm the greatest cook in the world, but no matter what, man, you gotta build your bodies up and be independent. So now then, let's begin. So, with my Yorkshire pudding, alright, that's gonna go in this here, and for those of you who don't know what Yorkshire pudding is, don't worry about it, you'll see. Americans, it's not pudding, it's not sweets. It's a carb, it's a type of carb. It's also kind of like an appetizer, basically, I would say. I'm using the appetizer of Yorkshire pudding as my appetizer for my bangers and mash, which is sausage and potatoes, basically, you know? So what you gotta do is you gotta get one of these sort of pans, and then you gotta put a 1/4 tablespoon of butter in there, which I'm Cuban, I don't use always measuring cups and stuff. I use some measuring cups here for this stuff, but once I learned it, I do it by hand and stuff. Like the old Cuban women, you know, Cuban food, and I suspect British food is not something that you're able to make mass quantities of as good as you can make it at home. I gotta have one of them old ladies that knows the folk knowledge of it, so to speak. Anyway, so then I got the oven preheated to 375. So I'll put that in there. Now that's gonna go in. I got my little recipe here. It's a little something that one of my lads told me. It's really easy, Yorkshire pudding. It's not, they told me it's easy. I thought it was complex. Anyway, so I'm gonna stick that in there for 2 to 5 minutes. Just until that thing gets hot, and then we're gonna take it down to 350. So that's kind of 2 to 5 minutes, right? So I'll leave that as it stands. As a matter of fact, what I need to do is get my well, tell you what. Let's try to use the timer here. Now, I'm not so familiar with using timers and all that type of sophistication, but we're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully that thing is gonna wind down, right? If not, I'll go by eye. So, brought to you by Boddington's. Cream of Manchester. Best beer in the world. I drink other beers, it's true. But this is the best. This is number one. Ooh. Top beer for all my Manchester lads, all my United lads, all my brothers over there, Red Army, you already know. And then what I'm gonna do, I have my sausages here, which I'll discuss with you. I'm gonna give them a little Boddington as well. Now you see I got holes poked in there. So I'm gonna soak up just a little bit, not too much, not too much. Right, so now then, what I gotta get to doing is, I already got my mashed potato, I already got my show you, for the mash, I use skins, so I already got these, they just came out, they're ready to go. And my object now, I never did the cooking show, let alone I never did this meal, but my object is, this thing got 5 minutes hold, so I see that's not going down, I'm gonna have to do it by eye, right? This thing only got 5 minutes, right? Let's say this thing here got the heat up only for about 5 minutes, then I'm gonna reduce it to 350, and then I gotta put it for 25 minutes at 350, and then that'll be done. So in the meantime, I gotta cook all the other stuff. I already got the mashed potatoes going, so now the next thing is, for the Yorkshire pudding, here's what the Yorkshire pudding consists of. I got my 3 eggs. 3 eggs, they're already in there. Then, gotta put my milk in there. All right, 1 cup of milk. All right, then 1 cup of milk. Just beating that up. Some people like to use the whisk, but I prefer to use a fork myself, especially because here I don't have one. Okay, now then, I got my cup of flour, as you can see, and I might mess up along the way, guys, but I'm a single guy, always been independent, never relied on nobody, so, you know, you mess up, you live with it, you eat it. Either way, I'm eating this food, and either way, I don't know too much Americans that know what Yorkshire pudding is. I don't know anybody who's ever tried to make it, and I don't even know any places that sell it. I know my pub, King's Head Pub, Bumbono, the best pub in America or South Florida, the most authentic, is Leeds lad owns it. You know, those guys make it over there, but I don't know any other place to get it, really. All right, so I'll keep working this out. Again, I'm not no master cook or expert chef, nothing like that, but I'll get the job done. So this is Hooligan Cooking, right? So, hey, that involves, and this all comes from FHB, Football Hooligans Banter Group. So, it involves bantering while you cook, bantering while you eat, all that stuff. So you cunts, all you British cunts, all you UK cunts, you want it, let's fucking have it, let's have it. Yeah, you call me Yank cunt, but how many of you cunts can cook fucking Yorkshire pudding? Huh? You can eat it. You're a bunch of fucking mugs. Most of you lads can't fucking spell, you can't fucking tie your shoelaces, let alone think you're gonna fucking cook gourmet food. I'm the only person that thinks British food is gourmet food. It's just because I love hooliganism and casualism. But yeah, honestly, most people think British food is shit. But the thing about it is, they don't know the right dishes, honestly. Because they're wrong. There's a lot of good stuff in British cooking. And there's a rather British cuisine, right? And like I said, okay, now, okay, that's gone down. Let's go ahead and take this down. Our temperature, right? Okay, I gotta get my temperature right. Okay, well, as soon as that's done, I'm gonna take my temperature down. This ain't my house. I'm here in Tampa, Ybor City, on the eve of a really serious hardcore show here. Tomorrow, FYA Fest. You got Breakdown, New York City, my favorite hardcore band, basically the best hardcore band of all time, according to me. Death Threat, Connecticut. I guess they played before in 2000. in Q Club. I was in prison at the time, but and I didn't know what death threat was at the time. But yeah, death threat is one of my favorite. They got an ill style. Always I love death threat, and to me it's the first time they ever played. But actually, no, they played in 2000. And then Terror, what's up, Terror? All my homies, LA, Scott, blah 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 blah. You already know how we do it. So tomorrow's Breakdown, Terror, and Death Threat here, Ybor City. And since I got this beautiful palace on lock, I figured I'd go ahead and operate my Hooligan Cooking. So I feel like I got this done pretty well. Oh shit. So now I gotta get the temperature. I gotta get the temperature lower here. Right, so we're gonna take this down 350. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully it don't turn off on me. I'm gonna have me another sip of Boddington. Now then, let me get rid of that. Okay, now I gotta put this into my, Yorkshire pudding pan here. Sorry, I'm a damn expert chef. All right, it's looking beautiful. A bunch of melted butter. That's what it's supposed to look like from what I know. I barely even looked at the videos. So now I'm supposed to equally distribute this stuff. Evenly distribute it. Let's see. All right, why don't you get a look at me there, cameraman? You see me, Diablo? Hooligan boss, top lad. Hey, if you want to be a military leader, brother, you don't eat first, you eat last. And you don't get served, you cook the food. You need your soldiers to be ready to fight. So I need them to eat good. I need to be the one cooking the food. Yeah, and this type of batter which I'm using, unbeknownst to you, got nitroglycerin. It got all manner of combat enhancing compounds, shall we say. This stuff is high octane, baby. You eat my Yorkshire pudding, you be knocking building down and everything. Fuck it. Do it like this, right? I don't think there's any downside to it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's have it! Fuck it! Right. Not bad. Take a look at that. Fucking, ow! Damn it! I think about that. For my brother Francesco Locastro, greatest artist alive! Look at that, brother. Now that is some, not normal rock, but, what's the fella I'm looking for? Don't worry about it. I'll come to him. Jackson Pollock! Jackson Pollock! That's what I call that. Jackson Pollock Yorkshire pudding. It look like some flan, don't it? It look like flan to me. I never seen it before. I never seen anybody cook this before. All right, let's see. All right. Now, I've never used this oven before. Like I said, I'm here in Tampa at this palace that was donated to me by one of my supporters. Thank you, brother. Red Army forever. So 25. Let's see. That's the recipe said 25. I was gonna trust it's gonna go off. Salud. This is from Serbia. Serbian moonshine. Oh, thank you to my comrade from Belgrade, Red Star, who sent that. Boddington, that cool, refreshing drink. All right, so now gotta get to cooking all this other stuff. Okay, so easy. Mashed potatoes here. So what I do, right? Bomb. I just got my potatoes in there. Russet potatoes, brown type, as you can see right there. That's what I believe it calls for. You could use probably some red potatoes, other kind of stuff, but to me, more basic. I'm using brown gravy, and that brown gravy go along with them. So what I do now is I apply just a whole bunch of this butter in here. Yeah, right. Yeah, and the thing about me, I'm not into too much salt. because to me the butter got enough salt. But so hey, cameraman, thing about it is, you fellas, you can use as much salt as you want. I don't recommend it too much, but hey, I'm not gonna tell you things are bad for you, brother. I'm a Christian, you know. They say in the Bible, you shall take up poison and serpents and not be harmed. Now I'm not saying to go eat a lot of sodium every day because Jesus got your back. But the fact of the matter is, you know what I mean? I don't know. You gotta find out for yourself if it's so bad to use all that salt and everything like that. So let's just say I got this, which I'm gonna keep busting up. And like I said, I like the skin. I got a lot of oh, it tastes good. So what I like to do, you just leave that on deck. That's already prepared now. Okay, nextly, Boddington. All right, gravy. You need brown gravy. I use the same brown gravy for both, for the bangers and mash and for Yorkshire pudding. Just basic brown gravy. You don't need nothing special. So now this kind of stuff, you put in the gravy mix, and you need a cup of cold water. No problem. Simple. Boom. Let me get this going over here. Medium heat. Yeah, like I said, medium. What's going on around there? Alright. This stuff ain't too damn complicated. Need 1 cup of water. Right. Hey. City of Tampa, they run a good operation. I drink their water. I got no qualms with that. Now then, so I suppose, well, you can put that on the heat yet, but what I'll do now, slowly working. Let me work in front of you guys to see how I'm doing it over here. Hey, what? This here requires a lot of skills, and the skills I learned overseas. Skills I learned in secret places that you wouldn't know nothing about. Right. Alright, well, now we're going to be cooking on medium heat. So, not sure if that's the correct order of operation exactly, but should be simple enough. Get it boiling. Reduce the heat, something along them lines. I'll probably elaborate from there. But I tell you what, Hooligan Cooking, thing about it is, you got this Scotland thing going on with me, brother. And it's not just because I was looking at their scene, studying it from afar, as it were, and making friends with Celtics and Rangers. It's not because of that. It's because some of those Hibs lads, and you know who you are, brother. I'm not going to mention your name like I said I wouldn't. But you want to stir it up with Miami versus Hibs? You got it, Jack. Now, you guys might not be the most well-known, like I said, but I'll make you famous. You going around saying the Hibs, they saying Hibs is top in Scotland. And they saying they dug Naylor after the real football factories. But so what? That lad, I've been gone back and looked at the Yorkshire football factories and everything like that. Right? Hey, and that brother, he's saying a lot of good stuff. So what, you done him? I heard he was in the Pheasant just the other night. That's what they told me. He's walking around doing the same damn thing he was. Saying like you took Doug Naylor out of the game. Doug Naylor, OCS, Our Crime Squad, BBC, Brave Business Crew, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United say BBC. They took Doug Naylor out of the game. But OCS say that ain't so. Now then, apart from your Yorkshire, which those are English anyway, not Scottish. Going back into the Scottish stuff I was talking about, but that stuff was on my mind though. Well, this stuff, let's see, it's getting going. What I'm gonna do, All right, so got my sausages. All right, I gotta get those type of going. So what I like to do is put it instead of using butter. I would use butter honestly if it was steak or hamburger. That's a secret I'll teach you. Use butter. You can use olive oil too, but it's gonna give it a little taste now. So not too much, just a little bit of that oil. All right. It's a little something. Now we're getting this. We're getting it going. We're getting it going. Salud. For England. So, in Scotland, you've got 5 top firms as far as I see. And that being Old Firm, that's 2. It's so interesting. It's like a 2-man kata in martial arts. A 2-man form. Here, boiling. Now what? Boil.